Hey, what's up? My name is Gift, and welcome to episode 3. I'm recording this on a very cloudy afternoon. I don't know about you, but I personally enjoy it when the weather is like this. It's not cold, but at the same time it's not hot. It feels like it's just right. If I could choose, I think I would choose overcast weather or rain. Like those are the only two types of weather that I really enjoy. Like when it's too hot, it sucks because it's too hot. And when it's too cold, it also sucks because it's too cold. But when it's like this, it's just perfect. All right, let's talk about why I've been quiet for 3 weeks. The past couple of weeks, let's say about a month, that time has been one of the most stressful couple of weeks of my life. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I am not. I think that's a very accurate way to describe, the past couple of weeks. There's been a lot going on in my personal life, so I had to take an involuntary break. But it's getting better, so we are back. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for understanding. I've been thinking a lot about having to choose between what you want to do and what you need to do. Specifically, when it comes to choosing what you want to do for a living, like your career. Speaking into a microphone is something that I decided I want to do for a living. And putting it like that makes it sound a little bit weird, but it's true, I am literally speaking into a microphone. I do have other ideas and other interests, but this is like my main thing. This is the thing that I want to do for the foreseeable future. It's what I enjoy doing. Like when I see other people that do something similar, I get excited and I get inspired by those people. Some of the people that I look up to are people that have been doing exactly what it is I'm doing. That is talking to a microphone or sometimes talking to a camera. I was listening to Lana Blakely, that is Lana space Blakely. She is a YouTuber with about 700,000 subscribers. She's one of the people I look up to, specifically because she shows that you don't have to be shouting at a camera or a microphone to make videos or podcasts that people love. She's very mellow. She's very, very, very calm. And the fact that she has 700,000 subscribers, that shows that, you don't need to be screaming all the time, which, I consider myself somebody who's calm, so I enjoy speaking at a normal volume instead of having to scream at the microphone or at the camera the entire time. She recently started a solo podcast where she talks about literally whatever she wants. That is exactly what I want to do. That is exactly what I'm doing right now. And for some reason, for me, that is very, very exciting. Her doing it shows that, it can be done. And more importantly, that it can be done successfully. I'm not expecting what I'm doing to make a ton of cash for quite a while. And for now, that is something that I am okay with. I kind of would have to be okay with it. Otherwise, I would stop. On the other hand, there are other things that I could do to bring in money because everyone needs money. I could get a job. I could run some sort of business. But the idea, and maybe you agree with me here, but the idea of getting a job really sucks, especially when you can't just pick the job that you want to do. And running a business for the sole purpose of making money, funny enough, does not sound very appealing either. Like if I were to run a business, it would have to do something else than just make money. Money brings food and shelter and clothing and all the other things that you need to live. But it also brings status, right? It also validates the path that you've taken in life. Let's say I had a twin, like we were born in the same house at the same time, had the exact same life. If I chose to be a podcaster like I'm doing now, and they chose to become a doctor, most people would consider my twin better. Not because they save lives for a living, but because most doctors earn way more than most podcasters. I understand that most people choose to do what they need to do over what they want to do, and I don't blame them. Not everybody has a choice. Not everybody can handle not making money for a period of time. Personally, I look forward to the day where what I want to do and what I need to do are the same thing. In other words, I look forward to the day where I can pay the bills that it takes to make this podcast a reality and my own bills with the money that this podcast has made. So the day where the podcast / YouTube channel pays for itself and pays me, that is the day that I really, really, really look forward to. A while ago, I spoke about how I used to have a very intense interest in aviation, specifically when it comes to the design and manufacturing and engineering of aircraft. I think my love for airplanes is still very alive, maybe not in the exact same way. For the past 10 days or so, I've been binging flight simulator videos on YouTube. I've been watching people take off and land and fly virtual airplanes, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Because I'm a bit of a nerd, there are dozens, if not hundreds of buttons in the cockpit of an airliner don't seem too intimidating because I know what some of them do. I don't know a lot, but I know what some of those buttons do, and therefore it looks less intimidating than it looks to most people, I think. The weird way pilots speak to air traffic controllers and sometimes other pilots is very interesting to me. When you listen to the way these people talk to each other, you realize that it's meant to be as efficient as possible, because you might need that efficiency in an emergency. So the words that they're saying to each other don't make sense to the average person. But if you know what they kind of mean, you realize that it's kind of like having shortcuts for everything, right? So instead of speaking like a normal person, you would have phrases and words and numbers that represent what it is that you're trying to say. Like, you only say what you absolutely need to say. And I find that so interesting. Some of my former classmates that I went to high school with are currently working as air traffic controllers. And I think one of them is actually a pilot. I was also presented the opportunity to go study and become an air traffic controller. And obviously I didn't go. But watching those videos made me ask myself whether or not I regret not going. And to be honest, I do not. I think I prefer being in the cockpit of an airplane than in the air traffic control tower. Even though I don't think flying commercial airliners is in my future, I honestly wouldn't mind having a private pilot's license or even a commercial pilot's license, even though I would be flying myself and my family and my friends. I love the idea of flying. I love the environment and the planes and the way the people talk. It's just something that I think that I would do for fun. I think it's an expensive hobby, but I mean, if I had the money, I definitely think that I would put it into, flying. There is a couple that I like to watch on YouTube. The name of their channel is Becky and Chris. That is BECKI and Chris. BECKI and Chris, yeah. And the husband in the couple owns a helicopter, and they make videos on their channel where they show, what it's like to live with a helicopter and what it's like to be the passenger of a helicopter who sometimes gets airsick. So their videos are very interesting. They're also, I think the wife is a cinematographer and a graphic designer as well. So their videos look really, really, really good. They're just a good YouTube channel to watch. I feel like I'm always recommending a YouTube channel. But anyway, Becky and Chris, they have a helicopter. They make good videos. You should go definitely watch them if you are interested in that sort of thing. I think audio as a medium for telling stories is brilliant. The first stories that I remember being told was, not from a TV. It was people around me telling me stories, or maybe like a teacher at school or something like that. So I've always had to listen to stories, and I think that's the same with most people. I love storytelling using audio because it leaves you in your imagination to run wild, right? Sometimes that's better than just showing you a video or a movie. You can use words and sounds and music to build entire worlds and guide the imagination of the listener as it paints a picture of what you want them to see. When I was about 12 years old, I got a new phone and it was great. But what made it even better was the pair of headphones or earphones that it came with. They were nice and they were loud and they sounded really good. They had like the rubber tips, meaning that they blocked out most of the noise from the outside world. And that's coming from a time where those rubber tips on earphones were not as common as they are today. So I was very happy about that. The fact that I could block out what was going on around me. My favorite thing to do while I listened to the music was to try and imagine what the music video of the song that I was listening to could be like if I was in charge of making it. Like if I was in charge of making the music video and I had an unlimited budget, like what kind of music video would I make? And this is what I did for fun. Like I said, I'm a nerd, okay? The whole thing became more than just listening to music. It's something that I started to look forward to, right? I've never really been a fan of TV, and I feel like I say that a lot, but the fact that some of those songs already had music videos, I didn't care. I liked my own version of the music video that I had in my head more than the music videos on TV. Recently, I've been listening to a couple of podcasts that kind of evoke a very similar feeling. Specifically, a podcast called Blackout and another one called Electric Easy. These types of podcasts remind me of radio dramas that I used to hear on the radio when I was really young, maybe about like 7 years old. It's like a Netflix series, but with the screen turned off. You can hear the background noise, you can hear what's going on in the environment, you can hear, sound effects and the voices of the characters and the soundtrack. It's like I said, like a Netflix show, but without any visuals. Everything is given to you for you to be able to understand and follow the story, everything except for the visuals. When I listen to Electric Easy specifically, I like to imagine what the art style would be like if I was responsible for making a YouTube or Netflix or video game version of Electric Easy. I love the fact that I don't know what any of the people in the story look like. I don't know what any of the environments look like. There are plenty of these types of shows and I'm just getting into them. I think Electric Easy was the first one I listened to. Soon after that, I discovered Blackout. I really enjoy them. And so far, I listen to podcasts more than I watch Netflix, and definitely more than I watch TV. If you want to listen to these podcasts, which I definitely recommend, just search for Blackout, which is one word, Blackout, on your podcasting app, whichever podcasting app that you use. You can listen to season 1 and season 2. I just finished listening to season 2, and let's just say that I can't wait for season 3, whenever that one comes out. And the other one that I mentioned was Electric Easy, exactly what it sounds like, Electric Easy. The first season is the one that is still ongoing. I think they're still releasing episodes every week, every Monday, I think. So give them a shot and tell me how it goes. Let's talk about five YouTubers that I've been watching over the past month or so. At number 1, we have Uncle Roger, aka Michael Ng. He is a food comedy YouTuber, and I'm not even sure if that's a thing, but that's the only way I could describe it, like food comedy. He dresses like a typical Asian uncle. I don't know. I mean, I don't have an Asian uncle, so I would have to take his word for it. But his videos are actually funny and very easy to watch and follow. I would definitely recommend his channel. I like the unofficial beef that he's having with Jamie Oliver. Each time he mentions Jamie Oliver on his channel, he's kind of making fun of him for being bad at cooking, which is ironic because, you know, Jamie Oliver is this renowned chef that is good at, you know, making food. But this guy gives you valid reasons why Jamie Oliver sucks. So I think that's actually pretty funny. 10 out of 10 would recommend. At number 2, we have, again, Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. I'm still watching it, and it's still just as entertaining. I think my favorite of the recent episodes is the one where the owner is an extremely stubborn Jamaican mother who's also a doctor and also a former Olympian. Gordon definitely had a tough time with her and her restaurant. It was very interesting to watch. Gordon finally got through to her in the end, which is always great, you know. Number 3, like I said earlier, I've been watching a lot of flight simulator videos. One of my favorite channels in this category is called Variable, Variable. Another one is Max 737 I Fly. That is Max 7, like all one word, Max 737 I Fly. I like the videos they make on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 because, you know, it's such a beautiful game, it's such a beautiful simulator. And apparently they've somehow modeled the entire world. You can fly to any airport in the world in the simulator itself, so it's very realistic. I've also been keeping up with Emma Chamberlain. Her videos are very entertaining, to say the least. Personally, I'm a fan of the new editing style. I think I like it. It's very different, you know. I like it. At number 5, we have somebody that I discovered very recently. The name of the channel is Nick is Not Green. He is a commentary YouTuber, which is something that I wanted to be after I discovered Drew Gooden and Curtis Connor. He's actually pretty funny. Like, I enjoy his videos. Again, the name of the channel is Nick is Not Green. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to like it. And if you're not subscribed, gently touch the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you're notified whenever I post something. And we are finally on Apple Podcasts. Please give the show a 5-star review because it helps, it helps more people discover the show. And I would really appreciate that. Remember to subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Links to my Patreon, Instagram, and Twitter are in the description below. You can follow me at The Mind of Gift. Lastly, share this with any person you think would enjoy this. All right, I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to go watch Squid Game because people are posting spoilers everywhere. So, yeah.